the rise of China is one of the biggest geopolitical things to happen in 100 years. It's a threat to us because China wants to take back Taiwan. Now, Taiwan controls literally 80% of the semiconductors they make. 80% of semiconductors that go in our phone, in our cars, in our computers, everything we use, our washing machine, the brake sensors, even in our cars, our refrigerators, the semiconductors that power everything we do, including our nation's military, our F-35, our rockets, our missile, all of them are powered by semiconductors. And 80% of them come from China. 80% of them come from one place, Taiwan, which is right near China, right on the doorstep, 100 miles away from China. China wants to take Taiwan. If China takes Taiwan, China can cut off everybody from these very important semiconductors. Now, that could have, if they did, that could have a catastrophic effect on our portfolio, on anybody's portfolio, really, because it would, first of all, a war in the Taiwan Strait would send stocks around the world crashing 30% overnight. It would be a great power conflict between the United States and China. So that would be a disaster immediately because 1/3 of all trade passes through that area, the South China Sea. So that would be a disaster for portfolio. Secondly, China can actually force countries that it wants to say, look, you approve our takeover of Taiwan, and we will start sending you these semiconductors you need. They can cut off the United States military and our allies from these very important semiconductors, which would be a disaster. They really would have a gun to our head in this situation. That's why this issue is absolutely so important. It impacts our entire lives, our national security, and it impacts your portfolio. For example, a lot of people have exposure through their IRAs, through their retirement accounts, their 401ks to a lot of Taiwanese stocks. The one thing that I suggest people do, and I've been suggesting it for a while, is lower your exposure to Taiwan stocks. Really go in there and make sure, and just to show you how important this is, recently Warren Buffett bought a Taiwanese company, Taiwan Semiconductor. He bought billions of dollars worth of stock. A month later, he sold his entire stake. And when he was asked why, he was asked if the China-Taiwan tension had anything to do with him selling his stake so quickly after he bought it. Because remember, he holds these things for 5, 10, 20 years. He said a potential conflict between China and Taiwan had something to do with him selling his stake in it. If Warren Buffett thinks you shouldn't be invested in Taiwan vis-a-vis Taiwan Semiconductor, I don't think anybody really should be. So again, my advice is I've been telling everybody that subscribes to our newsletters and our product to really limit your exposure, to check your 401ks, your IRAs, et cetera. Limit your exposure to Taiwan, to investing in Taiwan. My name is Dylan Jovine. This is Behind the Markets, and hit the subscribe button below if you'd like more content like this.